Welcome to Frank Uncensored, a ministry of our resolute hope, where we seek to answer your questions in accordance with the truth of our Father's Word. We're in segment 3 of a question that a listener wrote in, and they shared, Pastor Frank, can you help me? I want to go to church, but every time I go, I feel guilty, and I just can't bring myself to go to church anymore. We said first that could be some sin you're struggling with that God has dealt with in the finished work of Jesus. We said last time it could be the church you're going to. Maybe that's not the church you should be going to because they're ministering death and condemnation instead of life in Jesus Christ. I want to offer you a third possibility to answer that question. And that is maybe you're struggling with guilt and shame when you go to church because you're comparing yourself to others and you don't measure up to what they're portraying. First and foremost, let me say this. There's a lot of Christians out there that are wearing a mask of hypocrisy. They are wearing a mask of what I call triumphalism. That they've always got it together and nothing's ever wrong in their life. And they walk around with that silly grin of Christian cliche. I don't want to be a part of that, and I think maybe that's what you're struggling with. I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to be able to say, you know what, I'm struggling. And I want to have a church that will allow me the freedom to struggle. That's biblical. In 2 Corinthians 1, Paul said to the Corinthians he was despairing of life, that he was struggling so bad. The church needs to be a place for honesty where we don't wear masks anymore. We're all in this journey together, learning how to function in dependence on Christ and experience His power in our lives as we stumble along the way learning how to do that. Let me go one step further, though. We should never be comparing ourselves to anybody else. Let me give you an illustration. In the book of Genesis, it says we were made in God's image. Basically, that means God functions like a mirror. So anytime we're wondering who we are, whether or not we are okay, we just look at that mirror of God and we say, are we okay? And God says, you're okay. You're made in my image. Adam ate for the tree. And when he ate from that tree, the temptation was, you will be like God. The truth is, Adam now became his own mirror. And so many people look in the mirror and say, oh, am I okay? And oh no, I'm fat and I'm ugly and I'm stupid and I'm a failure. And then we don't want to go to church because we don't feel like we belong there. Adam's not the only one who ate. Eve ate. And so now everybody else becomes our mirror. Am I okay, Joe? And Joe says, no, Frank, you're not okay unless you do this. Okay, am I okay now, Joe? Yeah, you're okay. And then I go to Steve. I say, Steve, am I okay? No, what are you doing that for? You look ridiculous. Oh, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to do this. Am I okay now, Steve? Yes, you are. Hi, Joe. What are you doing that for? Do you see what I'm saying? We should never let people be our mirror. They don't know how to handle that kind of authority and power over another life. We should be able to go to fellowship looking at other people and saying, they're not my mirror. They don't determine who I am. They don't determine my significance. Neither do I determine that. Only God determines that. Not only for me, but for all those other people as well. And that's why in Romans it says we're never to judge each other because we're judging the servant of another. That servant belongs to God and He alone is the one who should judge them. So my friend, if you're staying away from church because you're comparing yourself with others, stop it. If you're in Jesus Christ, you are a 10 on a scale of 10. God grades pass, fail. And if you are in Christ, you pass. And by the way, the passing grade is an A. The only time you fail is if you're not in Christ. And so get in Christ by faith. And then hold your head up high. And go assemble with the other saints. And stop comparing yourself to other people. They are not your mirror. This has been Frank Uncensored, a ministry of our resolute hope. Write to us with your question on our Facebook page. We'll see you next time. Until we do, choose hope. Choose Jesus.